Good afternoon. Yes, literally just afternoon, everyone. We'll be with you in a second. We'll just let people get into the room. People just coming in, and then we'll start in about 20, 30 seconds, if that's okay. Yeah, people are just coming in now. A few more. I am going to start, if that's okay, because I'm on a really tight timeline today. So I just wanted to wish you all a good afternoon and to welcome you to the Lunch and Learn Cyber session with the Cyber Resilience Centre Network, which is a police organisation established to support small and medium organisations to protect themselves from cyber crime. And they offer lots of free tools and lots of free resources that you can all utilise to serve your organisations and those that you care for. This is the final webinar in our joint cyber series of 3 today, and we are presenting, we have Sapphire Little and Lucy Dover from the Bedfordshire Police. They'll introduce themselves shortly. We also have the amazing Emily, who will be on hand in the Q&A to raise any questions that get asked in the chat. We will, of course, send out copies of slides and recordings for all 3 of the sessions afterwards, and links to some of the fantastic resources that are offered to you free of charge, which we encourage you all to take advantage of. Today, we're going to be focusing on spotting human error and building cyber-aware cultures in care services. So without further ado, because of our time constraints, I will hand over to the amazing Sapphire to introduce herself and to get things started. Sapphire.
Thank you very much, Richard. Hi, everybody. I'm Sapphire Little. I am the Business Development Manager for the Eastern Cyber Resilience Centre, and I work for Bedfordshire Police. I'm joined today by my colleagues Lucy Dover and Emily Bevan, who also work for Bedfordshire Police. So we're from the Cyber Resilience Centre Network, or otherwise known as the CRC Network, which, like Richard said, is a police organisation. It's funded by the Home Office, and we were created to help small and medium-sized organisations, charities, and the third sector strengthen their resilience against cyber attacks, and we do this with a range of fully funded tools and resources. Emily's going to pop a poll on the screen. It's going to ask whether or not you've heard of the CRC network before. Your responses to this are anonymous. It just simply helps us to understand who's engaged with us before and track our outreach. On that note, today we are here to talk about how you can build a cyber-aware culture in care, and we've got a few key topics on the agenda. So we're going to have a look at what phishing is and how you can spot it, and then we'll have a look at how you can create a sustainable speak up culture within your organisation and also embed cyber awareness into your daily routines and why this is important. And then we'll have a look at the CRC network in a bit more detail because we have a full range of free tools and resources that are available at no cost to your organisation, including staff awareness training and stuff from local policing and the National Cyber Security Centre. And then finally, we'll have a look at how you can get in touch with us as well to book any of these services. So with that being said, I'm going to now hand over to my colleague Lucy, who's going to talk you through some phishing scams.
Hi everyone. So in order for us to understand the scale of the problem, I'm going to start with some facts and figures relating to cybercrime in the past 12 months. The next slide, please. So online fraud and cybercrime made up of half of all recorded crime in England and Wales. So if you were to lump together all other recorded crime, theft, violent crime, reported sexual offences, drug dealing, cyber-enabled crime makes up the same, if not more than that. There have been 45 million scams reported as of August 2025. And within this, the most common form of cyber attack was phishing attempts, which most victims actually named to be the most disruptive. So not only most common, it's also the most harmful. Now, in relation to health or care organisations, 41% fell victim to cybercrime in the last 12 months, and a successful breach could result in costs of around £8,000 for micro and small businesses. So this could be in downtime, stolen funds, lost revenue, or brand damage, but that all adds up to quite a significant figure, especially for small businesses. Next slide, please. So what actually is phishing? Phishing is when criminals use scammed emails, texts, social media messages, or phone calls to trick victims into handing over information. They may ask you to visit a website using a malicious URL, fill out a form with sensitive information, or complete tasks like transferring money. Phishing might be a mass campaign where emails are sent indiscriminately to millions of inboxes, or it could be the first step in a targeted attack where against a specific company or employee. In these targeted campaigns, the attacker uses available information to make their messages even more persuasive and realistic. What's important to remember is that being a care provider doesn't mean you're off the radar when it comes to cybercrime. Criminals don't care what your organisation does, unfortunately, if you're connected to the internet in any way. So things like social media apps, emails, or banking, then you are a target for cybercrime. I'm going to pass back to Sapphire now. He's going to go through how to spot a phishing attack.
Thank you, Lucy. I think it's really important to highlight that human error is one of the leading causes of cyber attacks. So you can have all the expensive infrastructure in place that you can pay for, but if you accidentally engage with a phishing email, because they're so sophisticated nowadays, you could lose access to all of your data and all of your money. So we're going to switch things up a little bit now and play a quick game. I'm going to put some emails on the screen that may or may not be scams, and we're going to have a little vote using the polls provided on whether or not we think they're scams and any red flags we can spot. So let's get started. So our first example here on the screen for this exercise, just imagine that you work at a care home called Rosewood Care Home, and regardless of your role, you open up your inbox and you see an email that says you have an outstanding balance for a PPE order that was delivered recently. Straight off the bat, do we think this is legit or do we think this is a scam? The poll should appear on your screen around about now, and you can have a little vote to let me know whether or not you think it's legit or a scam, or any red flags you can spot. Specifically, it's asking you to transfer payments to a new account within 48 hours to avoid any fees, and it's also providing you with new bank details. So let me know what you think. Second, let's see. So 70% of people are saying that they think it's a scam, it's going up, 77, which is correct. So there's a few red flags that are standing out. First of all, urgency. The email is demanding that you make the payment within 48 hours to avoid any fees being paid. They're also asking you to send over to some new bank details. Obviously, if you already had a established relationship with this supplier, you would probably think, why do I need to suddenly provide new payment details? And here there is quite a sophisticated tone. It does look professional, but it doesn't always mean that it's safe. Next one, so you open up your inbox and you see an email claiming that as a part of your annual employee appreciation program, you're entitled to a £50 gift voucher as a reward for your hard work. Do we think this is genuine or do we think it's a scam? Again, another poll is going to pop up on the screen for you guys to vote whether or not. There we go. And please feel free to use the chat to let me know any thoughts that you have. If the thing is, once you click on claim my voucher, it will probably take you to a website where you have to enter your employee login details similar to Blue Light Card, so that you can let people, so you can verify that you actually do work for your organisation. Oh, 95% of people saying this is a scam, which is correct. Again, they are using a sense of urgency, so it's saying you must claim the voucher within 24 hours, and they're very much highlighting that this is a secure portal, and they're emphasizing that, you know, that it is secure and that security is there, which is a common tactic to use to build that sort of false trust with you. But with this one, they're not trying to sort of scare you into an action. They're actually playing on your curiosity and being quite friendly, again, which is a common tactic using these scams. And like I said, if you did click on this link and entered in your login details for your organization, then they would then go straight to the cyber criminals. Last one now. So you open up your inbox and you see an email warning that unusual activity has been detected on your account, and it's saying that there is a potential security breach, and it instructs you to reset your password immediately for protection. Do we think this is legit or a scam? Again, a poll is going to come up on the screen, so you can vote and let me know whether you're unsure, whether or not you think it's a scam, or any red flags that you can spot. There's a company address at the bottom, and it's saying it's from the IT security team, but still a bit fishy, no pun intended. Okay, 94% of you are saying it's a scam. Brilliant. Yes, it is as well. So 3 out of 3 of these were all scams, and I'm hoping it can show you sort of the diversity of how these scams come in. Again, it's using that authority to try and scare you into it. It's sort of saying it's from the IT department. All you need to do is quickly secure your account. It's also giving you a threat of consequences. If you don't do this, then your account will be suspended, Obviously, if you just quickly log on and see this, you're going to think, oh, let me just get it done so I can just carry on, with my more important daily responsibilities. So great job, guys. That was 3 out of 3 correct. Now, when it comes to phishing attacks, they are increasing in sophistication, especially with the rise of AI. It is very easy for cyber criminals to quickly do some research on you on LinkedIn or on your social media or on your company page and learn some key things about you and then use that against you in an attack. The most important thing to remember is that they are designed to get you to take an action, and that's usually to click on a link or enter sensitive information like your bank details, and they will use different tactics to achieve this. So they'll use urgency to get you to not think about it and do it now. They'll impersonate someone who you know or trust. They'll play on your curiosity maybe, so thinking, oh my God, have you seen this? Or they'll pretend to be, from someone who's a senior member of staff. So again, you're sort of scared into doing the action. No one is immune from a scam email or a scam call. When we're often out and about speaking to organizations, they're like, oh no, yeah, I know it's scam, I just delete it. But all it takes is that one specific attack that's personalized to you, or catch you off guard, or it's a busy afternoon, you just quickly engage with it. And then you could accidentally fall victim to it and lose a lot of data and a lot of money, and also cause damage to your organization's reputation. I myself, so obviously in the police, we do a lot. Oh, I think someone's unmuted, just scared me then. Maybe jump. We can make sure we're all muting our mics just so there's no feedback for everybody else. That would be great. Thank you. I was just saying that I'm in the police, we do internal sort of fake phishing emails just to see if anyone's going to engage with them, and then they can go to training just to get a refresher. And there was one about saying you've got a voicemail on Microsoft Teams, and I saw that and I thought, I went onto my Microsoft Teams app, there was no voicemail there. I thought that's really strange. Obviously I did not know it was a fake phishing email, and I clicked on the link to say view my voicemail, and it said you fell victim to a scam, you must go to training, which was very embarrassing because I literally work in cyber and do this every day. So that was just playing on my curiosity, similar to the £50 gift voucher one. I was just wondering, where is it? So it's just really important to be aware of the tactics that cyber criminals are using nowadays, and always take those extra 5 seconds just to ask yourself, is this too good to be true? There's a couple of other things you can check for. So you can also go to the legitimate site that you know and trust. So if you've got an email from, let's just say, your bank account, and it looks a bit dodgy, obviously go to the app or the website that you already know and trust. You can confirm the information with the person that's claiming to send you that email using a different communication method. So with the IT manager one, you can just call up your IT team that you know and trust and ask them, did you send this? Obviously have a look at the website link before clicking on it, and also the email. But if you're ever unsure, do not take any chances. We are here to help as well. I mean, we've had people who are members with us, and they've reached out just asking for some guidance around a suspicious email or a call, or suspicious activity that they think is a scam, and we're always happy to help. So always, don't take any chances, because you could save yourself a lot of time, money and damage in the long run. So I'm going to hand back over to Lucy. We're just about approaching halfway through, and she's going to talk you through the different ways you can create a speak up culture within your organisation.
So now we know how to recognise potential phishing attacks, but this isn't the only thing you can do to protect your organisation from cybercrime. Next slide, please. So it's really important to create a working environment that acknowledges how sophisticated cyber criminals can be. These people use convincing tactics to manipulate you into trusting them. And nowadays, cyber attacks are becoming incredibly personalized and sophisticated, especially with things like AI. So that's why it's also important to create a no blame culture within your organization. So victims of cyber attacks can often feel ashamed or embarrassed that they've been tricked by a scam, but being targeted isn't the victim's fault. It's not a personal failure. It could happen to anyone. So it's important to make sure that everyone understands this, so staff feel confident that speaking up isn't embarrassing. Early action is the key to limiting the damage. So having clear and visible channels for staff to quickly and easily report concerns, and reinforcing the idea that reporting isn't admitting fault will help to protect your organisation in the long run. Next slide, please. So now we've got the speak up culture, but why do we need to embed cyber awareness into everyday routines? Well, regular discussions about online threats create an environment where security concerns can be raised openly and allows for regular reporting, ultimately protecting your organisation. So doing things like incorporating phishing training into your company culture from onboarding, or making sure there are regular training refreshers and everyday conversations around staying protected online will help embed cyber awareness into everyday routines. The CRC Network offers a range of fully funded cyber resilience services, including training, which is something Sapphire will expand on towards the end of today's session. Another vital step to take in order to embed cyber awareness into everyday routines is to highlight high risk moments, such as urgent requests, out of hours communication, or busy periods that people can stay on high alert. It might also be useful to highlight any high risk individuals or departments, so any roles where there's naturally a lot of time pressure or that deal with external companies or contractors on a day-to-day basis. Next slide, please. So what to do if you suspect phishing? There are lots of ways to report potential cyber attacks. There are some links here on the slide for you, which we'll share afterwards, so don't worry about trying to write them down. The National Cyber Security Centre has several ways to report any suspicious activity, including suspicious emails, texts, and websites, the links to which you'll be able to access after today's session. When you report these scams to the NCSC, they'll try and stop these scams from happening by taking down the website, for example, and you'll also be helping them understand current trends and emerging threats. It's really important to have a plan for your team on what to do if they've accidentally shared information with a scammer, because by having a clear plan, you can save critical time during a potential attack. I'm going to hand back to Sapphire now, who's just going to talk about the CRC network and how we can help your organisation.
Thank you, Lucy. I think it's really important to highlight, when you create that safe environment to talk about scams or cyber threats or things like that, it can really, really help protect your organisation in the long run. If someone feels embarrassed or scared to say, oh no, I've actually engaged somebody a bit suspicious, then you're only allowing the cyber criminal to do more damage. The sooner you can report it, shut things down, and freeze bank accounts, things like that, is you're going to stop the most amount of damage being done. I mean, with the Co-op cyber attack that recently happened, that was all in the news, they were able to stop and freeze the cyber criminals in their tracks, which obviously possibly would have helped minimize any damage that happened. So by having regular conversations, having clear paths where you can know where to report any suspicious activity, and regularly talking about cybercrime, it's really important, because fraud and cybercrime is so prevalent nowadays, and everyone knows somebody who's nearly fallen victim to an attack or has fallen victim to one themselves. So it's really important to facilitate that environment so that people feel comfortable discussing it. So quickly before the end, I just wanted to talk about how the CRC network can help your organisation. As we mentioned earlier on, we are a police organisation and we are fully funded. So we're part of a national network of cyber resilience centres across the country. So no matter where you're based, you can get support on a local level. We are essentially established to help support small and medium organisations, boost your resilience against cyber attacks, like doing sessions like this today. There's a wide range of fully funded and interactive tools and resources that we offer that can be easily integrated within inductions or team meetings or team building days, or even as refreshers courses. So the main thing that we offer is our free membership. It's called a membership, but essentially just joining our community. You sign up with us and you gain access to regional, national threat alerts from the police. So if there's a particular scam going around in your area or your industry, we'll alert you of that and talk you through some steps that you can take to avoid falling victim to it. We also have a monthly newsletter with the latest guidance. So for example, we are signposting these webinars in partnership with Care England. There's a wide range of cybersecurity services that are available for our Cyberpath programme, which I'll expand on in the next slide. And then there's also further free tools and resources available from local policing and also the National Cyber Security Centre. Emily has popped a link in the chat if you'd like to sign up for this, so you can access all the resources, but it's important to highlight that we are here for you on a local level. So I know it's a bit of a whistle-stop tour today, but if you want to jump on a one-to-one meeting with myself, and Richard from Care England can join as well, we can discuss sort of the support we can offer in more detail. So please do get in touch through our inquiries email if that is the case, and we'll be more than happy to help. So, like I said, when you join us, you gain access to our CyberPath services. This initiative is delivered by university students. So top university students from across the country are trained and supervised by senior cybersecurity professionals. Every service is fully vetted and reviewed so that you can receive high quality practical support, and the students get valuable on the ground real world work experience. There's several services that we offer, but just to highlight a few, our most popular one has got to be our staff awareness training. So this can be fully customized to your organization. There's flexible sessions that can be tailored to your organization's needs. So I know that you guys are often, very busy with your day-to-day responsibilities. You can't often put that to the side to attend training. So we can do out of hour sessions as well, and they can be delivered online or in person. We also have internal and external vulnerability assessments, which basically just scans your networks and systems to identify any weaknesses that a cyber criminal could then exploit. And then we give you some actionable, easy to understand recommendations and guidance to help strengthen your security. Like I said, all of these services are fully funded and free for your organisation, as we are the police. If you'd like to book any, simply email us or just leave a message in the chat saying that you're interested, and I'll follow up with you after the session. If you're thinking this will probably be a conversation to have with somebody else within your organisation, please feel free to send it on to them, and then we can have that discussion with them instead. Another free resource from local policing is the Cyber Protect Network. So each police force across the country has a dedicated Cyber Protect officer who will be your first point of contact should you ever fall victim to a cyber attack. They also offer a range of tailored support and services, including a fun cyber escape room session, which is great for team building days. So it's basically a hands-on activity where you act like a detective solving a live case, and by the end of it, you've figured out all these ways that you can sort of boost your resilience. Again, this is available at no cost. If you are interested, please do get in touch. The National Cybersecurity Centre, they also offer a wide range of free tools. I'm just flying through this today for the sake of time, but again, we can guide you through them in more detail in a separate meeting. One key resource that is worth highlighting is their new Cyber Action Toolkit. You basically answer a few questions about your current cybersecurity setup, and then it will generate a tailored action plan to your organization's needs. And it's structured in layers, so you sort of know exactly where you need to start and then what steps you need to take to help protect your organization. And it's all delivered in sort of easy to understand language as well. But after today's session, I will be sending out an email with links to all the resources that I've mentioned, a copy of today's slide deck, and a link to the recording today as well, and the transcript. And I'll also record the resources and recording from the other two webinars we've done in partnership with Care England, so you guys can access them as well in case you missed them. But we are coming to the end now, and before you go, if you only remember 4 things from today, then let it please be these 4 things. Number 1, normalise the reality of cyber threats. Like I said, they are increasing sophistication, and they are ever more prevalent nowadays, so it's important to enable and encourage reporting without any judgment. You want to make reporting easy and visible, so create clear channels for reporting so staff feel confident in doing so. Book cyber awareness training. Human error is one of the main causes of cyber attacks, so having regular discussions and having regular training that's fun and engaging and isn't just like a tick box exercise can really help boost an open culture about it. And finally, if you'd like to, you can sign up for the newsletter so that you can access all the resources that we mentioned today. Emily has popped a poll on the screen so that we can understand whether or not today's session has been valuable for you all. Again, it is anonymous. We will be sending out a feedback form out afterwards, which would really appreciate if you could please complete, so that we know that these sessions are valuable and we can make them even better for you. There are some links here of how to get in touch. Again, these will be sent out afterwards, and Emily has put them in the chat. But that brings me to the end of today's webinar and the final session in our cyber series with Care England. Thank you very much for listening. Please do make the most out of all these free tools and resources that are available. And like I said, please do get in touch if you want to discuss any in more detail. With that being said, I'll now hand over to Richard so then we can move into the Q&A session in case anybody has any questions. Thank you very much for listening.
Fantastic, Sapphire and Lucy, really great. And I was about to write a question which you answered, so I didn't need to send my question, but I got a phishing email last week and it was really convincing. It was a DocuSign. I got 2 of them in quick succession, and it's only because I'd done one of these courses that I thought to myself, just gonna like look into that one, and I just reported it, and it was actually a scam. It went around to all of my colleagues as well. So you know, I can't believe 45 million scams since August. That's a huge amount. And you know, a small percentage, only takes a small percentage of people to sign up, and the scammers win, don't they? So
Yeah.
absolutely fantastic. Look, does anybody have any questions they would like to put to Sapphire or Lucy directly? If so, please do come off mute and feel free to raise your hand or ask the question directly. It'd be great to hear from you. While people think about that, or drop it into the chat and we can ask it. We are going to share all of the resources, all of the previous recordings with everybody. So I think that's, you know, great for you to digest offline.
I would also add to that, sorry, Richard, that if we're definitely going to share all the resources, but obviously nothing's like delivering it live. So it's not that difficult just to get in touch and book a training. It's not a tedious process at all, and we can deliver a similar session like this to your organisation on a particular topic as well, so that you guys can get that. And it, like I said, it can be delivered out of hours or online, and you can record that one and share that as well. So in whatever format, we just want to make it as easy as possible for you guys, because at the end of the day, we just want to help raise awareness.
Brilliant. And you're dedicated to adult social care as well, aren't you? So you're here to serve our SME community. So thank you so much for that. One question I have got is, let's just assume I've clicked on the phishing link and I've clicked it. I've not maybe shared any of my details, but I've clicked the link. What do I do? What should I do? Should I be worried?
Yeah, so if you've engaged with something that you know is definitely a scam or phishing email, it depends, because some of them, it won't actually do anything until you actually enter in your details. But some of them can be almost like viruses. So once you've engaged with it, you sort of either would have engaged with something that's dodgy, so then might install malware or virus onto your device, or more likely you're lighting up sort of on like a metaphorical switchboard to say that you're an active person, because these criminals, they send out thousands and thousands and thousands of these each and every day, and most people don't engage. But when you've engaged or clicked on the link, they have sort of tracking to see, oh, this person is sort of like a live fish, let's go target them more. So then you might get more scam emails or scam calls, however it came in. So the best thing to do would be, you know, have that clear reporting stream of being able to talk to your IT team, get in touch with us, you know, have a talk with your manager or senior leadership and just let them know, I've done this, nothing's happened, but can we just do a check to ensure that nothing dodgy has happened or nothing's been installed.
Fabulous. And I think there is, I think we showed it on one of the other ones, is have I been pawned or something? Is that the one that we can see as well?
Have I been pwned? So that's a brilliant website. It basically shows you if you've been in a data breach. So I've been in about 6 or 7 myself, and it will tell you what data has been available about you online. So I'll send a link to that in the follow-up email as well.
Brilliant. Great questions coming from Alistair. One of the issues they're looking at is making their board aware of cybersecurity. Are you funded, that's the CRC, to provide presentations to boards or charities and not-for-profits?
Yes, so we do presentations ourselves to senior leadership. So we can we can have a conversation with you about what topics you really want to drill home, and then we can create a presentation and present it to your senior leadership team about, you know, these are the threats your organisation is currently facing, your sector is currently facing, and here's all the free tools that we can help you with. So let's get it all organised, and hopefully we'll leave being like, yep, let's get started.
Alistair, I think just the key point for me to make up is that this is run by the police. These are here to protect us. There's no cost for it. We're all taxpayers. We're paying for these services anyway. So use them, because these are great resources. Some of the resources you're going to get sort of sent and shared are just phenomenal, and they're brilliant free devices. Some you can connect up to your IT systems that alert the police if there are people who are accessing your files, so they can contact you to kind of reach out and say, look, someone's accessed your system. So really great initiatives. Please do engage them. It's all totally free, and it's there to stop cyber criminals. So please utilize them as much as you can.
Yeah, 100%. And if you don't know where to start, again, utilise booking a session with us, a one-to-one, and we can just talk through sort of what would be most useful and make it as easy as possible for you guys.
Brilliant. Well, that seems like a great place to end. Thank you everyone for joining the session today. We will send the materials out afterwards, so you get lots of reading, but any issues, just pick up the phone, drop an email to the CRC. They're there to answer any questions. And yeah, thank you. You'll receive all of the 3 webinars very, very soon. Really appreciate your time today. Keep doing what you're doing, and thank you for everything that you do at the CRC to support us. It is greatly appreciated, and look forward to the next series of 3 that no doubt will be running in 2026.
Likewise, looking forward to it. Thank you very much for having us, and thank you for attending today, guys. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
The target is 1,000. Yes.
And that, and then